Michael, how about our Craftsman track description for tonight?
A mile in length, you can see there, the turns are banked 24 degrees. That sounds kind of benign, but it isn't. That's a lot of banking, a lot of speed here at this racetrack. You can see it's symmetrical, both back, front, and front stretch are the same length. Great racetrack.
Yeah, great racetrack. And on race analysis, we have 200 laps, 200 miles, stage 1, 45 laps, stage 2, another 45 laps, and the final stage, 110 laps. Pit road speed, 35 miles per hour, and the fuel window is between 80 to 85 laps.
Michael, how about our Poet fuel strategy?
Well, Daniel just hit upon that, 110 laps in that final stage. You can only go 80 or 85, so we're going to have to come in and get some gas in that final stage. I think we'll pit at the end of the first and second stage. Tire wear is a concern here, so that's your Poet plan from Mike.
And weather, you can see it's absolutely beautiful. 68 degrees. We're supposed to just go up from here, but just perfect temperature for a race tonight. It's been like this all day. Real windy earlier.
A little bit windy, but you know, it's been a beautiful day.
2 onboards here. Clint Boyer for Ram,
and Daniel,
22nd.
These photos from inside this cab, they're so amazing. Seeing you guys in there doing what you do, battling that truck as you're looking at Lane Riggs and our Ford onboard. It's just so cool to be able to get that look at the driver doing his thing.
You know, the level of intensity of this racetrack is something that is very hard to describe because you are definitely working extremely hard inside these trucks.
Aerial coverage brought to you by Goodyear, born on the track, built for the street.
We're going racing, guys. This is so cool. Dover, we've talked about the Monster Mile, how tough it is. We're getting ready to show you at home how crazy this thing can get.
Half the field has never been here in a truck. We have a first-timer, Destiny Spurlock.
And Ty Majeski took the bottom, working those wheels. Excuse me, Kyle Busch took the top. That means he put Majeski on the bottom. We'll have to watch that all night long to see if that upper lane is indeed the preferred lane.
Here we go. Tighten those belts one last time. Kyle Busch on the outside, Ty Majeski on the inside, Gio Ruggiero, Caden Honeycutt, the first 2 rows. Green flag is in the air. We are racing at the Monster.
You know, the racetrack right now is a little bit in a different shape than what it's going to be because, you know, we just finished with the cup rubber and the racetrack actually got pretty wide in practice. So I'm pretty sure that these guys are going to learn a lot of what the racetrack has right now and trying to adapt towards, you know, later, the racers later in the race.
I think something that we have in common, Daniel, as a fan, I'm a fan of this deal. I watch it every weekend. And as a driver, you like when you can spread out. You can run high, you can run low. We've got multiple groups, and you saw that on lap 1. They're already all over the place.
No, you can see, you know, NASCAR on the racetrack here, they did an amazing job cleaning the racetrack and using the Tire Dragon to have the racetrack ready quicker. And all for us in the cup practice, I mean, we were already in the second and third lane in our second stint of tires. So these guys are going to be running in the third lane very soon here. And look at my amigo Clint, he's already going at it.
Running just outside the top 20.
Still there.
Watch him work that wheel. Everybody has a different form, but you can see a little loose there on the bottom as he battles that wheel.
Look how rough it is. Head bobbing around. He's battling the truck and those around him. Back in 22nd, just gave up a spot.
No wonder his neck hurts. Look at his head. It's bouncing all over the place.
No, totally. But you know something about Clint, I mean, he's a very good racing driver, and he's going to figure it out. You know, I can wait to see his develop, you know, throughout the race, and he's going to start to understand the competition, his truck, make adjustments, and be better every single lap.
Natalie Decker in the 22, one of 3 women in the field. Start violation. The 2 of Luke Baldwin battling. Don't see him in the field very often.
And when he shows up, he's set on go. That kid does a really good job behind the wheel of that 2 truck.
Grew up in a racing family. Tommy Baldwin, well-known team owner, getting a little sideways. Boyer.
Clint said you weren't around. Clint said you weren't clear, friend.
You know, something that is very inviting is to be able to go to the top lane and trying to make a speed right away. But guess what? If you do that, you're going to burn your tires a little bit sooner. You're going to put rubber on the very, very edge of the cushion. So there is a speed by doing that, but also you are going to build your tires a little bit more. So I'm looking forward to see if anyone start gambling with that.
Well, Josh talked about Carson Hocevar starting mid-pack, up 5 positions already, the most positions gained.
You saw him work his way around Cole Butcher there in the 13 truck. I think Carson might be the biggest mover. Stuart Friesen had to go to the rear for a issue, and he's bounced up 5 spots now as well.
Hocevar moves into the 13th spot, just behind Lane Riggs.
I mean, it's expected, right? Carson is going to do a good job. He has experience, and he also knows exactly how the racetrack was an hour ago, you know, from Cup practice. And now we have a battle for second place here.
There's Caden Honeycutt. We talked a lot about his progression, Daniel. And at Texas, he was so close to winning and hard on himself after that race. He said, I just got to figure out how to win. And then it wasn't a week later, he did just that in very, very impressive fashion at the road course in New York. And I think this kid is a guy that you're going to race on Sunday one day. He's that good.
I agree with you, Michael. You know, I'm a fan of Honeycutt. And you know, something I like about him is that he's very honest. You know, he tells you the things the way they are. And I was happy to see that he was hard on himself. And I'm very sure that now that he was able to break that barrier, get the win, and now he's going to get in a roll. I wouldn't be surprised if we're going to see him win more races here very soon.
Look at Caden Honeycutt peeking around the outside of Ty Majeski. This is a battle for second. And he clears him.
I know you love seeing that, Daniel. He just went up to the top, made that move. At a racetrack, when you've got all these racing grooves, when you're better than a cat, you're going to have a place to get it done.
So Kyle Busch out front. He has led them all. Lane Riggs working on him, but it's Caden Honeycutt on the move.
I need a little luck. I found a.
I just want you to look.
Look at here. Look at here.
Just finish.
I found this nickel right here walking across the parking lot on the way up here. She was heads up, buddy.
And if he goes out there and lays an egg, he is never going to hear the end of it.
They made T-shirts. I mean, you know, that's a serious effort.
And the only people who probably bought the T-shirts are us.
Chief antagonist, Kevin Harvick. And I can guarantee you, he hasn't gone far. He is going to pipe in somewhere with Bowyer throughout this race. As we take a look at Bowyer right now on track, just lost one spot since the start of this race, and he even had a little contact here with Luke Baldwin.
Tries to fill a hole, and Baldwin says, "Not so quick, young man."
Oh, yeah, you know, Clint Bowyer is doing a great job, to be honest. You know, like he's doing a good job, and he just racing with experience. And I wouldn't be surprised if he actually goes towards the front as the race goes on.
I think so too. I think the long haul is going to be Clint's friend. He knows how to get it done here and has the experience to understand how to manage those tires, how to use this racetrack to get the most out of that Ram.
How does the monster rate on the difficulty scale in your mind?
You know, this racetrack is definitely not easy. And especially when your car or truck is not handling well, because there is not a lot of places to hide. So I would say that to me it's one of my favorite racetracks, but also is one of the most difficult racetracks, because imagine that it's like a roller coaster. You know, you go up, you go down, you go up, you go down.
Well, Caden Honeycutt, we showed him get around time at Jeske for second. What are you hearing, Amanda?
Yeah, it was in his 67th career start in the Craftsman Truck Series, and it took Caden Honeycutt to pick up his first win. So I asked him, what's next? He said, it's a new race, it's a new day. And I said, can you win here today? He said, well, I certainly want to. And then like a true stock car racer, he said, I want an oval win.
Well, he didn't see the road course win coming as his first victory. And you know, Daniel, I thought it was interesting. He had to drive 7 corners perfectly at the end of that race. He gave a little bit of bump to Zilich, and he had to be perfect and drive away, and he did just that. It doesn't matter whether that's a road course or a short track or a super speedway. You just got to go do the job at hand.
You know, my dad used to tell me, Daniel, it doesn't matter if you win in your backyard or if you win in the biggest racetrack in the world. A win is a win. And guess what, Michael? That is going to help him so much on his personal confidence. Right now, I guarantee you that he has way more confidence than 2 weeks ago. And because of that, there is a bigger chance that he can win tonight.
That's somebody that doesn't lack for confidence, is it, C-Bell? He can get it done anywhere we go, and he's fast now, up in the top 5 with that 62 truck. Look at that line he's running as well.
You know, I was just talking about that earlier. Remember, guys, that when I was saying, okay, whoever goes up there to the very, very edge is going to make some speed, but at the same time, you're going to use your tires a little bit more. So what Christopher, and he's doing a good job right here, he's just using the top lane just to make a run. And then he's going back to the bottom. So he knows that he can use that as a tool, but not to use it too much.
Trying to find a way around Gio Ruggiero for 4th. Hearing there might be an issue with Carson Hocevar.
For steering. It's man, Chairman. I know it's not good. Don't wreck the truck. I physically might not be able to keep doing this.
Does that sound like a power steering issue to you, Daniel?
You know, it sounds like something. I will say this: when I run the truck in Bristol, in practice I had a steering issue. So I don't know if it's just a coincidence or it's a little bit of a trend, but I had a steering issue. Luckily, mine happened in practice and we're able to fix it. So hopefully it's not something that is going to determine his race.
Hearing Daniel Hemrick is slow, brought it down pit road. He was 11th at the time, and he's just creeping, barely under power here on pit road.
I'd say no power, just rolling to a stop. That has every look of an engine issue, electrical at least. And he had a pretty good speed early in this race, but now he's out. See what the team can decipher here.
Really tough go to the start of the season for Daniel Hemrick, Michael. And we just talked about it in the practice show that he's turned things around the last couple of weeks. Finished 4th at the Glens, 7th for that at Texas.
What about Lane Riggs, Jamie? And Daniel, we were worried about he and his teammate Chandler Smith in that practice session. They didn't have speed at all. He's been able to rally, got a decent qualifying lap in, and just now moving forward. Saw him make the move there off of turn 2.
You know, I'm actually a fan of Lane Riggs. You know, I really like his style. He's aggressive. He's also, I think he's getting smart, you know, as he gains experience, and he's just a very, very good driver. So I'm actually looking forward to see how he develops as the race goes on.
14 laps to go here in stage number 1. So far, Kyle Busch has led them all out front. Saturday night is baseball night on Fox. And this week, we're in the Big Apple for the Subway Series. We've got Aaron Judge and the Yankees versus Juan Soto and the Mets. Or it's Padres Mariners. That's all tomorrow, 7 Eastern, only on Fox. All right, Kyle Busch continues out front, but Clint Boyer barely hanging on. He was the next to go a lap down. Destiny Spurlock into the wall, and we get our first caution of this one.
He got loose and just overcorrected and lost it.
A lot of right front damage. That'll end Destiny's start in the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series.
What a shame, you know. She was learning a lot, right, and getting better every single lap.
Yeah, and the thing is, she was impressive in practice. They had a penalty and they didn't get out on the track right away, and then they fought some electrical issues. But when she got a clean lap or two, you could tell she had speed. It's all going to end here. And problem for Destiny is a break for Boyer. He was about to go a lap down. He's now made it back, stayed on the lead lap, and he's going to be able to make some adjustments to that Ram.
Let's see what happened at Destiny here.
Oh man, she fought that thing, didn't she, Daniel?
Man, she was, I mean, she almost saved it.
Yes.
Almost saved it. It seems to me that the 44 truck of my amigo paisano, Mexicano, he packed a little bit of air and then she got loose. And I mean, he was so close of saving that truck. What a shame.
That's just all the learning that goes on. And if you're ever going to save one anywhere in America, Dover might be the toughest place to do so. Did you see how much banking are on those straightaways?
It's so difficult, Michael. Pits are open. Let's see what these guys do right here.
Kyle will come for sure. He's not racing for stage points. Destiny walking away. That's a great sign. What a great spirit she is.
We've got a lot of takers on pit road, including our leader of all laps so far, Kyle Busch, making his way down for some service. Going to see adjustments. Josh.
And start with the 77 of Carson Hocevar. A number of issues, reported a vibration. Also said he's wrecking loose. They're going to make some massive adjustments either now or later on in the race to get him what he needs to in terms of the 62 of C-Bell. Quiet on the radio about that car. Will be 4 tires and fuel for the 62, Amanda.
Yeah, we knew Kyle Busch was going to take that because he's all about winning here, looking for that 5th win on the season. He was talking about the tires. He said they kind of have a basketball feel to them. Snug on exit, Kyle Busch off to the races.
And off pit road second, Caden Honeycutt was able to best Kyle on pit road. And these guys are going to come up behind some trucks that stayed out, which I don't know if you think this, Daniel. But as a race fan, this is going to be crazy.
This is going to be a little loco, Michael.
Loco, thank you.
You see,
loco. 4 laps. If we get a restart with 1 or 2 to go, man, we're going to see a show.
I mean, maybe we're going to have a lap.
Yeah.
Maybe a lap only. So who knows? You know, who knows? It may work out okay for those guys that stay out to try to gain some points.
Wouldn't you like to just get those points without having to race anybody for them?
Let me tell you something, Michael. We tried last week. I don't know if you saw. And it didn't work out so good for us in Watkins Glen. 7 laps was a little bit too much.
That was
But
much.
1 lap, it may be okay.
So we had quite a few trucks stay out, including Dawson Sutton in the 26, who's right behind the pace truck there. Well, the greatest spectacle in racing is coming up next weekend. We're under 2 weeks away from the 110th running of the Indy 500. Don't miss the pageantry and tradition of the biggest race in motorsports. The Indy 500, that's Sunday, May 24th on Fox. And we have qualifying this weekend. I'll be back there on Monday for more practice. Carb Day next Friday. Certainly looking forward to it.
I talked about the team of Caden Honeycutt besting Kyle Busch. Was there a reason for that, Jamie?
Yes, Caden Honeycutt speeding, Ben Rhodes speeding.
Oh, my God.
That's a mistake that you just hate to see happen. They took a chance by pitting, gave up stage points, and now he's going to restart last.
You know, that's very unfortunate. But, you know, the good thing about this is that, you know, he has only 2 laps. He's going to start in the tail of the field, but only he has 2 laps, and then he's going to be able to reset. He has a good truck. I believe that these guys just have to be smart trying to go through the field, but it's a shame because it's gonna take him half of the day, half of the race to be able to get back to where he was.
They're getting ready to choose it up. We're going to race 1 lap to see who wins this stage. Cole Butcher, Butterbean Queen.
Those are the 2, Michael, that stayed out there. All the guys behind him immediately, those pitted. Caden Honeycutt, of course, you see him on there, will drop to the rear.
Let me just tell you,
penalty.
Those 2 aren't going to win this stage.
It's going to be tough. You know, I was hoping that they were going to have a little bit bigger buffer.
Some buffer, right?
But Kyle Busch is right there. And I can guarantee you something. We're going to be 3 wide in the middle of 1 and 2.
We might not even get that far.
Yeah.
It might be on the front straightaway.
It may be. But I guess we'll have to wait and see. And you know, what is the interesting thing here, Michael and Jamie, is that the racetrack is very clean only in the 2 bottom lanes. The 3rd lane, actually, if you see it here in a second, you're going to see all the rubber, so it's not super clean. And you see, you know, all the rubber on the 3rd lane. So Kyle Busch is going to have to go there to go 3 wide. So the second that he goes there, yes, he has new tires, but the racetrack is dirty. So it's gonna still be better than old tires, but he's going to have to get there first.
Yeah, it had dropped close to a second of lap time and when that caution flew for our leaders. So if you're at home sitting there with your seat laid back, raise it forward, please, because
raise it for a second.
It could be crazy.
Get ready. That 7 truck, Kyle Busch, led 40 laps today, already happy with his truck. All right, here we go as the drivers approach the Echo Park Automotive Restart Zone. Cole Butcher, Brendan Butterbean Queen, side by side on the front row. Older tires. Kyle Busch, Ty Majeski, breathing down their neck. Green flag back in the air.
Pushes already.
3 wide behind him. Carson Hocevar pushing the issue. Are they 4 wide at Dover?
Oh, me.
They tried. They were there for a second. Oh, my
Look
God.
at this mess.
There's still 3 wide all over this track. The 12 of Brendan Butterbean.
Brendan couldn't hang on, but Cole Butcher did a nice job hanging in there for a bit.
Look at that. Stage 1 results took him no time at all. Kyle Busch. 36th stage win for Kyle and the first of 2026. We'll have more pit stops on the backside. Welcome back to the EcoSave 200. Stage 1 is in the books, and what a one-lap shootout it was.
What a one-lap shoot. Good call, Jamie. This thing was crazy the way they were jacking each other up. Look at this.
I just so surprised that it didn't crash.
I can't believe it didn't crash. Good call.
The 34 of Riggs, I mean, he was all about almost crashing, you know, the 12 of Quinn right there. I think Quinn is going to have to invite him for dinner next week or something. Look at that.
And then maybe Brandon Jones can take him some dessert.
Yeah, Brandon Jones has to join that dinner as well, because right there he was going to roll, and then he said, oh, running out of space.
Oh, yeah. But that was as crazy as I thought it would be. There's the 12 truck of Butterbean. He'll be very anxious to get to pit road. It's going to be just a few trucks on pit road here.
It's a great onboard shot of what was going on there.
Cole Butcher, I want to give a shout out to him again.
Yes.
Hanging on, we saw how difficult it was to do
he did
what
a
he
great
did.
job. Honestly, we were so focused on the mess that we don't even know how he finished there.
Yeah.
He did a good job.
That ThorSport truck, I feel like he's fast every week, Michael and Daniel, but he just can't finish him. He needs a solid finish tonight for Cole Butcher.
We had some crashes and things that weren't of his making, but shows the talent behind the wheel to be a contender.
Couple takers on pit road, filling up with Sunoco race fuel with zero carbon bioethanol. Cole Butcher, one of those, coming in for tires and service, stayed out. Of course, Butterbean Queen, the other that stayed out at the end of stage 1.
That team's got to be very proud of the call and the result. We know Rich Lucius likes to throw a Hail Mary. That's the crew chief for Cole Butcher. And he threw one there.
And it worked.
And it worked.
It worked.
The all-important stage points.
Yes.
Something to show for it later in the race. Something happens. At least it wasn't all for nothing. There's our man, Clint Boyer, on the lead lap in 21st. Welcome back to the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series as we get set for the second stage of the night. Kevin Harvick has found his way up to the spotter stand. I think he wants to have a word with our own Clint Boyer.
All right, here we go. Leader took top, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
I promise this
8,
counting is confusing Boyer. He has no idea
9,
what he's talking about.
10, bottom.
Oh, but he follows instructions
all right,
well.
Clint.
This is Kevin. We need to have a little better restart here, bud. I don't know if your vision is bad or not, but we're going to need to keep up a little bit better with the truck in front of you. Can we accomplish that, please? We can. Hey, I don't know why you didn't let him do that choose there, Frank. He ain't any better at math than I am. We count the whole thing down for you. All you had to do was follow instructions, which we know you're not very good at. So just in case you didn't know, we are coming to the green flag. So go ahead and close that gap up. We're all watching. Oh, my God.
Well done, Harvick. Frank Denny Jr. is spotter, playing along as a good sport.
I knew Frank was speaking a foreign language to Clint with all that numbers talk.
And he did a good job following to the bottom. So that's a good thing.
So Kyle Busch, Ty Majeski, green flag in the air for stage number 2 here at Dover Motor Speedway.
Jamie, it's much more orderly when everybody has the same tires on up front. It's not going to be easy for sure. They're going to be 3 wide as we see up top Caden Honeycutt fighting his way back.
I mean, he's already there. I mean, he's already in the top 15. So I think he's making good progress, almost in the top 15.
I love seeing those trucks running wide. It's got to be so exciting for you to think about this all-star race. If you don't qualify great, you got a long way to go and a lot of room to get there.
Yeah, no, for sure. But you know what? It would be much easier if we qualify up front.
That's a good point.
Carson Hocevar going in the right direction.
Oh, we're 3 wide with Boyer on the bottom.
Well, it looks like he listened to Harvick, so that's a good thing.
Look at that move through the middle.
Clear on exit.
He's been battling with Luke Baldwin all race long. Boyer in 21st.
Right there with Ben Rhodes, and we know how good Ben Rhodes is. As you see Lane Riggs, he's steadily getting better and better, racing against Andres Perez there. Caden Honeycutt after that penalty. Give a shout out to that 42 truck, Parker Eatman. He's been solid, steady, fast in that truck.
Just a reminder tonight, 200 laps, 200 miles. Stages are 45 laps, 45 laps, and the third and final stage will be 110 laps. So we saw Daniel Hemrick lose power and pull off the racetrack. Amanda, he's back out there.
Yeah, it is nice to see that 19 back on track. You know, he comes off with the best finish of his season, 4th at Watkins Glen, but that wasn't the story. Just about 30 minutes ago, Daniel Hemrick lost complete fuel pressure, went to pull the truck off the track and kind of landed right here at the exit off of pit road. The team ran down here to start working on the fuel pump. NASCAR officials made them push up the hill into the garage, but you saw the whole crew of the 19 in the bed of that truck. I talked to Kevin Phillips from Belleport. He said, yeah, we broke the fuel pump, which requires a complete replacement.
And they replaced it. He's back out, 22 laps down. For those wondering, why do you go back out? If you're 22 laps down, what does he have to gain?
You know, there is a lot of racing left. You know, if we look at our screen, he lost 22 laps. You know, all it takes is a little accident or something to happen for him to be able to gain a spot or two or a handful. You never know. You know, in this kind of racing, the one thing that you are not allowed to do is to give up. You can never give up because you never know what those handful of points are going to do at the end of the season.
Justin Haley taking a peek on the 15. That's Tanner Gray. A little throwback to the Biff. Greg Biffle, he has that font on the side of his truck. Every week I feel like somebody does some different tribute for the Biff, and we just love that. Of course, thinking about him, lost his life tragically at the end of December with his wife.
Talked about Lane Riggs moving forward. Brandon Jones is all over him right here. Just hadn't seen the speed from the 34 or the 38 that we usually do all day long. See if they can continue to work on those trucks. They're better now than when they started, for sure. See if they can keep improving.
Both winners this season already. Lane Riggs got it done at St. Pete on the road course. I don't know if you watched that, Daniel, but they put on a heck of a show with the trucks down there.
I did. It was an amazing performance. It was an amazing thing to see the truck drivers to dominate that race against a lot of other drivers that were trying to crash the party, right? I thought it was a lot of fun to watch. You know, I think that this stage 2, is such an important stage because right now we're going to see everyone already made adjustments. the racetrack is gaining a little bit of shade in a few areas. So right now we're gonna see the speed that everyone else has. So if you don't find a lot of speed by stage 2, it's gonna be very tough for you to find it by stage 3 magically. So let's see who can make progress here now that we're getting almost halfway into stage 2.
Well, I like the looks of this 11 truck. He's had to come through a lot of traffic. I've seen him way up top like he is there. He's also been down to the bottom making moves. Really good momentum there off the corner. That's going to get him up to the 13th position. Don't think it's too out of the question for him to be top 5 by the end of this stage.
We got that speeding penalty early. Hey, Miss Delaware's here enjoying her night. Beautiful night for a race here in Dover, Delaware. Ha!
Get out of here.
Welcome back to the EcoSave 200. Jamie Little, Michael Waltrip, Daniel Suarez with you in the booth. Josh Sims, Amanda Busick on pit road. We've had 3 different leaders so far. Kyle Busch, Cole Butcher, 3 laps. Caden Honeycutt, 11 in the 11 truck, led 1 lap. But this guy, your amigo, Andres Perez.
My paisano. You know, we saw on commercial that he had a little bit of damage right there in the right front. Already, you know, it's hard to tell here what happened. Either he got the wall first and then he had a flat tire, or he had a flat tire and then he went high. We don't really know. I mean, it seems here that he's already running slow here. So a little bit unfortunate. Already the truck is a little bit damaged now, and he's just trying to make it a bad day, not horrible.
And, you know, the thing is, Jamie, as soon as that happens, he's back to, you know, 32nd position. They're just so many good trucks. It's so competitive and so difficult to overcome such a big issue on the track.
Just like that, 3 laps down, too. We listened in to Kyle Busch, the leader.
Felt like I was just a little bit slow to fire. Air pressure-wise, just didn't quite have the stick that I needed. Took like 2 laps to come in. Now it's back to just kind of sliding the front tires again, center off. Entry's fine.
Well, he's dominated. He's led 70 laps. He's leading now, but the truck isn't perfect. Daniel, are you guys ever 100% happy?
You never, you know, because if you're 100% happy, then you have to push your car or truck to harder, you know, a little bit harder and make it do something. But, you know, Kyle here right now, he's being proactive. What do I mean with that? You know, every single truck is trying to make adjustments, trying to make improvements to try to catch him. And the last thing he wants is to stay comfortable and then someone else to make an adjustment for a stage 3 and get a little bit better than him. So he has to always try to look what are the weaknesses of his truck or car to be able to continue to get better.
Yeah, and that's something we're seeing out of Lane Riggs now, up to 7th. Talked about the slow start to the day, but I want to ask you this or comment, Daniel. A confident Kyle Busch is a dangerous Kyle Busch. He's getting better on Sunday afternoons. He's awesome fast here in this truck today. I think that's a bit of a warning shot to the folks in NASCAR to say, don't count me out quite yet.
No, you're absolutely right, Michael, but I will say this. Momentum in racing, you and I know that is extremely important. And obviously, Kyle, right now, he's trying to build some momentum, not just on the truck side, but also on Sundays, right? But confidence, I mean, this guy has plenty of confidence. I mean, he has won a bunch of races, so I think that he's definitely not lacking confidence. Maybe he's lacking a little of momentum, and he's gaining that, but no, you know, he's one of those drivers that he has accomplished so much that you know that anytime he's going to come back because he's just that good, that experience.
68-time winner in the Truck Series. That's the most by a lot. 4-time winner here at Dover.
Well, that's because everywhere we go, he's won 4 or 6. I mean, it's crazy the stats that you throw out when you look at this cat behind the wheel of a truck. I mean, just think about this track alone, but it's like this everywhere we go, Jamie.
It really is.
But look at the Dover dominance.
Throughout the years, 4 Dover wins, most all-time. He's the only former winner in the field tonight. Won his last 3 Dover starts. Most laps led at Dover all-time.
Daniel,
you're pretty good.
Daniel, you're going to get tired of hearing this. Like, yeah,
he's pretty good.
That's pretty good.
He's definitely good. Hey, what about the 11 of Honeycutt? Look, he's now in the top 10.
Nice.
I believe that he's one of those trucks that can give a run for his money to the 7 of Kyle Busch. So let's see.
What about Ross Chastain?
Haven't talked about him much tonight, Michael.
I know he's popped up in the 2nd position, and he's only a half second to the rear of Kyle. He's got him right there in his sights, and as they've hit traffic, Ross just lap after lap has been able to gain ground versus Kyle, and I noticed going way up high. Look at that line he's running.
Michael, oh, how close Ross Chastain came to winning last week at Watkins Glen.
We had some serious action in the restart zone, didn't we?
We did. He had a restart violation, got him mired back in the pack. Then he had a hard hit. Honeycutt drove the race of his life for the last couple of laps and ended up getting his first career win. There he is.
Caden Honeycutt. Daniel said this truck is into the top 10. Last time by, he was faster than the leaders.
Yeah, I think the leaders are also a little bit in traffic, but still, like, his truck is fast. And I believe that if he gets the track position back, I think he's gonna be a contender up front with the 7 and the 45.
This is an unscheduled stop.
Look how much damage he has, Michael, on the right side.
We talked about him having trouble week in, week out, and looks like he swung a little wide and hung that 13 truck into the fence. Yeah, great first stage, and now he's gotten a wreck again.
Yeah, that truck is going to be limping. You know, these trucks, they rely so much on side-force. You know, the tails being a little bit out, and the side-force and the downforce of these bodies, and the right side of this truck is completely destroyed, which is very different to you know, Perez. You know, my amigo Perez, because he was actually able to have a little bit of contact, but his truck is still some sort of alive.
That's the end of the day, at least competitively, for the 13.
All right, 4 laps to go here in stage number 2. Ross Chastain about a half of a second behind Kyle Busch. Ty Majeski, Gio Ruggiero, and Christopher Bell, the top 5.
Majeski was confident in his truck. Look at that battle for the lead. That's how close the 3 trucks are to Kyle. In the first stage, he drove away from them. So they definitely made improvements on the 45 truck and the 88.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was saying, right? Like, you cannot stay comfortable. You have to continue to make your truck better. And Kyle Busch is seeing this, right? He's seeing that if he doesn't make his stuff better, The next stage is stage number 3, which is the longest stage. He's gonna have to do something to be able to improve his truck in the long run.
Looking on the scoring pylon, another guy who needed a good run tonight, Grant Enfinger in 10th right now.
Good call, Jamie. He's been struggling too. Good speed, just no results. And so far tonight, this afternoon, he's doing a great job. There's that number 9. Grant County Mulch.
Picked up 1 point, finishing 10th in stage 1.
He's going to get a run on him.
You mentioned the lappers in front of him slowing down their momentum in the front.
Dawson Sutton doesn't want to lose this lap.
I think he's going to be okay here on exit.
Yes, he is.
Final lap, and it's not enough. Kyle Busch hangs on.
Wow, that was close.
Well, pay attention how close the second place of the 45 and the 88 were to Kyle Busch. So the Kyle Busch has a track position, but it doesn't look like it's the fastest truck right now.
Well, trouble for our man, Clint Boyer. Right at the end of that stage, slides up the track, gets a little sideways. Whoa. He hangs on.
He wasn't happy.
Tomorrow, the O'Reilly Auto Parts Series will practice and qualify on the CW app at 9:30 a.m. Eastern. Then, the NASCAR Cup Series Pit Crew Challenge takes place during qualifying at 12 p.m. Eastern on FS1. And the O'Reilly Auto Parts Series will hit the Monster Mile for racing action at 4 p.m. Eastern on the CW.
One of the most fun times during the year is doing the pit stop competition, and we're going to do it right here at Dover for the first time, and it's all wrapped into qualifying tomorrow, Daniel.
It's going to be a lot of fun. You know, I love the day of the pit stop competition because it's a great bond with your team, you know. Last year, actually, I was so close of winning it. We finished second. and I was super proud of my team, you know, and right now I have an amazing group of guys as well. So looking forward to battle in the pit stop challenge, and also to have a good qualifying effort. I believe that we've been one of the best teams in the green in and out, and that's gonna be key for tomorrow.
That's a lot of pressure, isn't it? You want to deliver. You want to deliver for those guys that work so hard to change those tires.
But that's what we do, Michael. Like, we live for these moments. Like, I don't even know what it would be of my life without pressure. You know, I love those moments.
That's why you're successful in the toughest motorsport series in America, being able to win at everything you've done. That's why you're so good.
Thank you, Michael. We definitely try very hard. We prepare ourselves, and we try to execute the best way possible.
Love to see those guys on display working in tandem with you as the driver. So that'll be coming up tomorrow at FS1 at noon.
Getting those tires cleaned off.
All right, they're going to be filling up, Michael, with some Sunoco race fuel with zero carbon bioethanol. And Josh, you're first up.
Well, for Carson Hocevar, they over-adjusted on the last stop, went from too free to too tight. They're going to make an air pressure adjustment and adjust some of the damage on that truck. For the 62 of Christopher Bell, he said he's 3.5 numbers too tight, so they're going to work to free up that truck. Amanda?
On the bottom right-hand side there, you'll see the 45 of Ross Chastain. He is doing triple duty here this weekend for the second week in a row. He told his team that the turning feels good, that it fired off tight, and it was much better on that run. And for Kyle Busch, he said that the rear is a little wishy-washy, mostly tight. But the funny thing with him and Brian Patty, a little wedge adjustment. He said, do you want half or do you want one? Kyle said, screw it. Give me 3/4 out.
They did it. They got the adjustment for Kyle Busch. Ross Chastain out ahead of Kyle Busch.
Multiple trucks got out ahead of Kyle. They had a rough pit stop. See there, he dropped 2 spots.
They took that time to make the adjustment. We'll see if it helps, but we'll see now what Ross Chastain has in that 45 truck.
I'm looking forward to see that.
It's been a heck of a day for Daniel Suarez. A very rare 90-minute practice session on Friday. Had to take the time to debrief, of course, with your team. Got escorted up to the booth. You made the change. I don't even know where you changed. And here you are in the booth with us, and we thank you so much. It's been a busy day. I know you're being pulled in different directions.
Yeah, thank you, Jamie. Thank you, Michael. You know, I changed, and I came here almost as fast as my race car.
I see. And you put on a beautiful tie, by the way. Did your wife approve of this?
Let me tell you that to pick this outfit, it was a little bit of a struggle because my beautiful wife right now is in Brazil. She's watching from Brazil, so hello, baby. Baby. And it was a little bit more difficult, you know, to pick my outfit because I had to FaceTime her, and we were debating if this tie was good enough. But it ended up being okay.
I think it's great. Tell me about the All-Star race. I was able to win it back in the day. I mean, it's just a great event to celebrate with your team.
It's an amazing event, you know. In 2017, I think, or 18, I finished second to my amigo Kevin Harvick. That one still hurts a little bit. Aww. But no, it's an amazing event. I love it because it's all or nothing. You know, it's one of those weekends that is all or nothing, and we get to celebrate it. We have a different format for this weekend, which I think is something exciting as well.
Yes, $1 million on the line. That's coming up on Sunday. $1 million on the line as NASCAR's best battle each other right here at the concrete monster that we call Dover. And look at this. You come up in the booth with us.
That's a good looking amigo right there. Do you agree with that, Michael?
Yes.
I'm trying to put an exclamation point back.
Yeah, there you go.
Front and center. All right, pit stops are in the books. Third and final stage. Straight ahead. Kyle Busch has led the most tonight, 89 laps. Chastain 4. Cole Butcher 3 laps. Caden Honeycutt 1 lap. Here we go as the drivers approach the Echo Park Automotive Restart Zone. Ross Chastain, Ty Majeski, great pit stops, got out in front of Kyle Busch, and we're racing again.
You know, Daniel, you said something really interesting earlier. You said Kyle Busch was fast, but he had that track position. If he loses it, what's his truck going to be like? We're getting ready to find out.
Yeah, we are ready to find out. And you know, the 45 of Ross Chastain was actually pretty good, especially in the long run. So now we're going to see, you know, how good is the 45 with the track position and how good is the 7. And also our amigo Honeycutt. You know, we've been talking about him all day. He's already cracking into a top 5. So I think this last stage is getting ready to be very, very interesting.
There's action all over this track. That was a pack of Rams leaning on each other, led by Clint Boyer there. Caden Honeycutt up to the 7th position after starting in the back at the end of that first stage. This is good stuff for the 11.
Michael Boyer going in the right direction. He's on the left side of our screen now, up to 20th.
Well, he was in a hornet's nest. Check this out. It's still going on. But just a lap ago, watch Hocevar. That's the 25 truck just ahead of Carson, and he clips Boyer.
Whoa, yeah, that was a little bit. I mean, where are they? They're just almost in the 20 or so. It's a dogfight, you know. Yeah. When you are in the 20th, 15th place, it's a dogfight over there. And let me tell you, if I was Hocevar, I better run because Clean Boy is gonna pay a little bit back from that little love.
But, and you said it, when you're back in the pack, it's harder racing than it is up front for sure.
It's harder because, especially right now in stage 3, because these guys know that this is their only shot to make track position. You know, we're getting towards the end of the race, so it's now or never.
And Clint's moving up. That puts him in the top 20.
That's Parker Eatman.
Coming back.
In the 42 that Boyer was going around. Meanwhile, up front, battle for third here. Ty Majeski fighting back, trying to hold off Lane Riggs. We see this time and time again, Michael. Lane Riggs mired mid-pack, and somehow he ends up battling up front. He's going straight to the front.
It's just been impressive, especially if you tuned in earlier today and watched the struggle that practice was. No speed for him, no speed for his teammate either, Chandler Smith. And they've rallied, put Riggs up in the 3rd spot. Smith's back in 13th. But he's gaining on it. Josh, what are they saying with that Chandler Smith truck? It's been a struggle all day.
Well, yeah, that is the thing. He's kind of been marred in the teens, around 15th, now up to 13th all day long. But in the first stage, complained about being too tight. Said I can't be aggressive on the throttle like I want to be. They made some adjustments after that stage. He came back after stage 2, said that really didn't help. He wants to be able to run some different lines, but he really can't with the way that truck is set up right now. They made another big swing during that last stop. So let's see at that helps the 38, who's currently second in the points for the rest of this race, guys.
So 38, Chandler Smith in 13th. He's got his sights set on Christian Eck is just ahead of him in the 91. Another truck, those McAnally-Hilgeman racing machines, they were way off in practice, Michael, but making some effort here.
And I think Tom Majeski's faster than Lane Riggs right now. What do you think, Daniel? He's able just to hang right there with him, but really difficult to pass here when a guy's really fast on the bottom.
You know, if I have to guess, Ty Majeski is a little bit freer than Riggs. That's why he can roll the bottom a little bit better, and also kind of like hook the very, very bottom of the racetrack. And Riggs is actually better a little bit higher on the racetrack. So yeah, I mean, it just depends on the balance of the car. And right here, you know, we have a battle for sixth place between Christopher Bell and Honeycutt. So, you know, that's going to be a battle, you know, because right now they know that they only have 90 laps pretty much or so to go. So they have to gain the track position right now to be able to put themselves in position.
Carson Hocevar, see the damage on the left side of that truck.
We saw him back there bouncing off Boyer at the restart. He's made it all the way up to 13th, Boyer 19th. So the 77 is fast as usual, but he's marred in traffic. Let's see if he has to rough up the 38. He doesn't mind roughing people up. I don't know if you've noticed that or not, Daniel.
He's had damage from a couple other trucks throughout this race, and add that to the list.
I was, whoa.
You didn't like that.
Well, I would say this. What happened there is that the 38 scratched the wall on exit. And the 77 was gauging himself to a left rear of the 38, and then, you know, they made contact, but it wasn't fault of the 77.
Ross Chastain continues to lead 0.5 of a second over Kyle Busch. 90 laps to go from Dover. More trouble for Carson Hocevar. He had to pit from 14th. More damage. The right front of the truck now. We're being told he had a flat right front tire. You see him trying to knock that out. We'll see what happened here that took him essentially out and down to pit road.
Yeah, he had an issue. earlier, and this is just the end of it, making his way to pit road. And
caution is out.
Caution.
That's Luke Baldwin in the 2. Saw him in his battles with Clint Boyer all race long. That's a big hit.
That's a big one. That's a big one.
Part-time driver, 19-year-old out of Mooresville, North Carolina. He has 10 races remaining, but this one is going to hurt. Wants to make the most of every opportunity and show that he belongs here.
He's shown great speed and done a good job. Just see what goes down racing against the 12 of Butterbean Queen. Just got loose and didn't want to use Butterbean up. That's so tough. Such a tough position to find yourself in. That's not so bad, but I'm afraid it's going to go down and hit that inside wall. This track just sweeps you down to the bottom once you have contact.
Well, at least he wasn't with our amigo Clint. He was with his teammate.
Yes. He spent a lot of time with our amigo Clint.
He has spent a lot of time with those Rams, for sure.
Yes, he has. Now I'm curious about the fuel window. We know they can make it from here. Do you take a chance and pit? Or do you stay out and save some tires?
What would you say if you were Chastain right now?
I think that that's a very good question. I can see another caution coming, so I think I will stay out right now. What do you guys think?
I think you're probably onto something.
Right?
If history tells us something, right?
There's
nice overhead shot here, Michael.
Oh, I love the Goodyear blimp. It takes me back to when I was a kid. When you saw the Goodyear blimp at a sporting event, you knew it was a big deal.
It was a huge deal, Michael. I'm still waiting for my invite to go up there with those folks or amigos at Goodyear to ride along on that thing and call my mom from over there.
I love that.
Aerial coverage brought to you by Goodyear. It's born on the track, but it's built for the street. It's a beautiful night here, Michael. We talked about it in practice. See that racetrack on the inside? It's a gravel racetrack inside the concrete racetrack. That's where they race horses.
Harness racing.
Harness racing, and then you can go right over to the casino and lay some bets down on the harness racing.
Are we going to open pit road, even though there's kind of a mess down there? Yeah, I see the green light down there. This is going to answer the questions what these cats do.
The green light at the pit entry lets competitors know if they want to come down. They sure can right now. 81 laps to go in this one. That was a great battle between Chastain and Kyle Busch. He was closing. He was there.
It was about to be a good one. Oh, my God.
Oh, look at them all come to pit road except for Ross.
This is very interesting because the 45 is the only truck that stay out. So
all by himself.
I mean, he's going to go back. But if the caution comes out in 30, 40 laps, he's going to win the race because he's going to have he's going to be one of the few trucks that is going to have a set of tires left.
Josh.
They left the decision up to Christopher Bell whether he wanted to come in or stay out. He wanted to come in and get fuel and those 4 tires. Amanda?
Yeah, there was back and forth between Brian Patty and Kyle Busch of what to do here on the taking the pit stop. They were a little worried about fuel to the end, thought that they might be a little short, but Ross Chastain, he was like, are you sure? We're concerned about these tires lasting to the end.
Well, they made their bed.
Yeah, they're not going to last to the end. They're going to come to pit road eventually, but how will the cautions fall to?
Little contact. This is such a narrow pit road right here. Watch Kyle Busch exit his box.
2 outside, 2 outside.
Dawson
He thought it was only 1.
Hello.
What is exactly in the museum as far as the Earnhardt collection?
We had 44 of them, and I donated one during COVID to Feeding America and Samaritan's Purse. We took the money and divided it between them. But that's the only one of them I've ever sold right out since we've been collecting them and putting them back as original as we could.
I don't want you to take this the wrong way, but are you a pack rat?
Sort of, yeah.
Check out the all-new Fox Sports digital show, Speed, with Harvick and Buxton, fueled by Poet. Subscribe to Speed on Fox on YouTube, the Fox Sports app, or wherever you get your podcasts.
I want to tell you, Jamie, what brings a smile to my face is walking through that garage area and running into Richard Childress. It's like running into Richard Petty. You know, you just get to experience the roots of this sport. I saw the CRC truck out there earlier today, and that was Richard Childress' sponsor back in the 70s and 80s. And, you know, you see those things, and it just reminds you of the wonderful personalities and folks that were helped make this sport what it is today.
So much history with these folks.
For
me, it's unbelievable. You know, to still have an opportunity to hang out with legends like Richard Childress, Richard Petty, Kyle Petty, you, Michael, you know, like so many of you guys, it's unbelievable.
Did I read that RC Richard Childress is going to race at Crown Victoria with Cletus?
Well, I did that with Cletus last year a couple times, and if Richard isn't, I would encourage him to do so because he's exactly that guy. He needs to be out there. That's a lot of fun, and he needs to be out there with Cletus and them guys.
That's amazing.
Well, this is going to be very interesting. I'm really excited for this because, like I said, you know, Ross, they made a bet, right? He knows that he's going to lose the lead right now. I mean,
I don't think so. I mean, yeah, you're right. He's going to lose.
He's going to lose it right away, Michael. The tires are right next to him.
Guys, let's take a look at this real quick. Kyle Busch and what he's done tonight. How about this? First driver to lead 1,000 laps at a single racetrack.
Pretty impressive, but I'm not surprised. You know,
every role, every record, it seems to belong in the Truck Series to Kyle Busch. Ross Chastain stayed out.
Let's see how lucky the 45 truck is today, because he needs a caution around maybe 30 laps from now.
Ooh, and we've seen drivers come from the back and make their way to the front. Just think about Caden Honeycutt. He did it.
Here we go. It'll be 76 laps to go.
I mean, you can see the difference, you know, on the launch of the fresh rubber versus the older rubber. And Kyle Busch, you know, he should be able to clear, you know, the 45 of
Ross Chastain's not giving up. Look at him on the outside going into 3.
I mean, those tires are hanging out better than what I thought.
Lane Riggs is sniffing a piece of that.
Somebody crashing behind? I think I saw some smoke.
I think they're just running into each other.
Okay.
We have that in the Truck Series.
It's pretty normal.
They do that a lot.
William Sawalich has joined the top 5.
Look at Ty Majeski wrapping that outside. Oh, into the wall. That was Brandon Jones in that one truck. He caught the wall off turn 2.
Christopher Bell on the march forward in the 62, that bright blue truck, in 6th right now. Caden Honeycutt there on the inside of Brandon Jones.
This is actually very interesting, you know, because the tires of the 45 truck are actually holding on pretty good. So I'm asking to myself, how many laps, you know, it would be the perfect scenario for the 45 to get a caution? Because if we get a caution in 20 laps, he's going to have the same advantage that the 7 has on him right now, and he's going to have horrible track position.
Yeah.
He's not going to be able to get that back. So it's going to be very interesting right now to learn how long it's going to take the 7 or the tires to overcome the older tires of the 45.
It's not a great scenario. Even though Ross is able to hold the lead, it's not great for him because he's got another stop for fuel that he's got to make.
So Brandon Jones in the 1, back in 8th right now. Let's take a look at him bouncing off the wall.
Wow. Oh.
And around goes Mini Tyrell.
Well, what do you do if you're Chastain? I mean, you have to stay out because it's too early.
Caution comes out for the 5th time.
Wow. He didn't need that. Or it doesn't matter. You got to make a decision.
But at this point, it's too early, Michael. Like, if you pit right now, you're going to lose all your track position.
Well, but you're going to lose it all later, too. But you'll have better tires. I get
better
it.
Tires. So that's what I was saying. Like, what is the sweet spot? How many laps?
Not Clint Boyer wasn't involved in this, was he?
Oh my God, or Amigo, I think.
Boyer in the 25. Making it 3 wide.
Oh, and the 14 just got loose. That wasn't Boyer's fault. That just hard 3 wide racing. Boyer saw an opening, he went for it. Anybody's going to take that hole, aren't they, Daniel?
Totally. Anyone will take the hole, especially because Boyer knows that the 42 truck, the white truck, he's with all tires. So he had to, you know, fill up the gap. B-road is open right here.
So Mini Tyrell not as lucky as Boyer, who escapes unscathed. Boyer in 16th. As the caution is out, Mini Tyrell is on pit road.
He was able to drive away and get some work to that ram. Carson Hocevar a couple of laps down. Looks like he's going to be the first truck laps down and will get the free pass.
Get 1 lap back. Let's listen to Boyer's radio after that incident.
Yeah, he lost it off 4 there. I put him in a pretty spot. I mean, to be honest, he was in a spot too. I don't, it's all good.
Boyer feels bad. You can hear his tone.
Yeah.
He did put him in a bind, but I'm telling you, you know, this race, the laps are winding down. There was a gap there, and he just jumped in it.
Gio Ruggiero on pit road. You see the Barabon tape out, some damage for him. We're under caution with 70 laps to go for this incident right here from Mini Tyrell.
Get out of the way of Gio, and Gio got some big damage to that left front.
That was another good truck, guys, was running up front most of this race.
Well, they've got it sealed up here. I'm still worried. I'm still curious about this Ross Chastain strategy. He's going to restart first, but he's still got to come get gas.
He last pitted on lap 94. The rest of the field last pitted on lap 120. They should be good to go to the end, Michael. We'll see what happens as Ross Chastain leads him out of turn 4 alongside Kyle Busch once again.
Big run on the top there by Lane Riggs. Was able to give a nice shove to Ross. Kyle's going to clear him or no?
Oh, very close, but no, he did not. He did not clear him. And right now, you know, the 45 is in the preferred lane, you know, for now. Oh, he got a little moment there.
Chastain cleared out front. Kyle Busch second. Lane Riggs moves back to 4th as Ty Majeski picks up another spot.
What about Caden Honeycutt? We talked about him coming from the back all the way up to 6th, but Jamie, it gets tough to pass when you get up there in that top 5. Those guys are good.
He's had a heck of a battle with the 62 right there. Christopher Bell. Bell got around the 11. Now he's trying to get that spot back.
Yeah, you know, the more far you get to the front, the more difficult it is. It's always like that.
Boyer's got a fender rub, guys.
Running high, wide, and handsome off turn 4 there.
I believe Boyer was up to 17th.
Back to
inside.
20th now.
Looking on left front for you. Got some smoke.
Do you guys think it's bad enough?
I think it's going to clear. I don't think it's.
Yeah, I don't think it's bad enough. Oh my God.
That looks bad, doesn't it? All the speed at Dover really gets your attention.
For you drivers to make that decision. Is it bad enough? But then you don't want to risk wrecking your truck.
Clear.
Yeah, but if I'm clean, you know, we're gambling. It's one off. So just do a little prayer and hope things work out.
Look at the Goodyear is completely gone.
See the damage on the left rear too, as he races there with. It's like is that the 81
I
truck?
think the tire is going down now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Inside by himself.
No, he's still alive. He's still there.
He's still digging, you guys. Just lost another spot, but not giving up. Boyer back to 20th. Gio Ruggiero out of the pits after getting that damage repair. There's another look at Boyer on the bottom.
Looks like 38 might get a little bit sideways.
Yeah,
bam.
There you go. Right there.
Man, Boyer was well inside the top 15 when this occurred.
Meanwhile, up front, look how close it is. Kyle Busch wants that lead back. He led 89 laps tonight. Ross Chastain has led 45.
I have a feeling that the 45 is in a bad spot right now because even if the caution comes, you know, in the next 10 laps, I don't feel like the difference on tires is going to be big enough for him to be able to come through the entire field. It seems to me that his strategy, it would be okay if he got the caution at the right time, but if he had enough trucks in the same strategy, but him being, you know, almost the only one is going to be very tough for him to make it work.
Yes, it is. It's going to be a long day's work to get that pit stop, go to the back, make it away to the front. We see how hard it is to pass up front. Look at Ty Majeski. He's been so fast all race long, nipping at the first 2, but just can't get there.
We talk about Nice Motorsports. They've been winless, Michael, in the last 47 races, and it was actually Chastain got their last win at Darlington back in 2024. Last time we saw a watermelon splash and splattered all over the racetrack in the Truck Series.
Well, he's about to get past right here.
Here we go, Kyle Busch. To the inside of Ross Chastain.
Ross is just so good on that high line.
Can't clear him. Nose to nose.
Oh, he dove it in there, didn't he?
He sure did.
Bumper.
Clear.
Clear for Kyle Busch. Back out front.
That's going to make this pit stop a little bit more palatable for Ross Chastain. I'm not leading and pitting from there.
Yeah, no, it's going to be tough for him.
Now Ross Chastain's under attack from Ty Majeski. Doesn't want to lose another spot. Side by side for second. 57 laps to go from Dover. Hey,
look at the energy of that kid. He's having a good day. Happy to see that.
Well, we have certainly had a fun day with our man Clint Boyer coming out of retirement for this one-off Truck Series race, driving for Ram and Colleague. I know he's had the nerves, the excitement of it all. And guys, he's given us a lot to talk about. He worked his way all the way up to 15th. We saw him have a fender rub, but he's not giving up. He's still out there running 20th.
I honestly think that he's doing an amazing job. Because we have to also remember that, you know, these trucks that they have at Colleague with Ram, you know, they're good, but they're not winning trucks just yet. So the fact that Boyer has been there, you know, in the top 20, top 15 at times, you know, I think it's very remarkable. You know, he hasn't been in a race car in a little while, so I think he's doing an amazing job.
And, you know, you got to give a shout out to Ram, too. They put 3 in the top 10 last week at Watkins for the first time. And today, Haley's running 12th. LaJoy's 15th. Butterbean is 16th. Boyer's got an issue with his tire. Might be that left front starting to give up after the rub. But anyway,
whatever you want to do.
The Rams they're coming together. They're getting better, and I think that's good to see. Just a little bit of progress here and there.
Yeah.
Sounds like they're leaving it in his hands if he wants to bring it down pit road, Daniel.
Yeah, I mean, I promise you that the competitor inside of that helmet is going to say, we're not coming in, because he knows that he's going to give up everything. But only he knows what he's feeling, and that's very important, you know, for him to make that call.
He said he thinks it's the right rear. He feels a vibration. You can see his hands there. We've seen guys bouncing around all day long. Kind of tough to pick up. As we zoom in on the battle for a third, C. Bell has gotten to Lane Riggs.
And Ty Majeski just 0.6 of a second off Kyle Busch. Caden Honeycutt, though, top 5. He had the penalty for speeding early in this one. Let's get an update, Amanda.
Caden Honeycutt took opportunity to make that pit stop when all the leaders came in aside from Ross Chastain. Well, the radio to him was that we may be 4 laps short on fuel. About 20 laps ago now, they did tell him, restrict this truck. Do not push it until we get 20 more laps. So I'm assuming Caden's going to start taking off now with what he's got with that truck. And on the case of Ross Chastain, I talked to Phil Gould. He said they are 25 laps short on fuel. So if they don't get the caution, Ross will definitely be coming in before then.
And Chastain now has fallen back to 8th. Thank you, Amanda. What is that like in that moment where your crew chief is saying, okay, you can't push it. We need to take care of it. We need to save.
It's just part of the game. You know, you have to trust your team, and you have to understand that as a driver, you only have so many things that you can see, right? And your team has all this data, all this information, and you have to just trust them that they are making the right calls in the amount of fuel that they are having you save.
I want to watch this. Look at this line. This is on purpose. We see Carson Hocevar.
He's cleaning it up there.
And he's decided to take it to the very high side. Right now, he's the free pass truck. He's still a lap down, but he's getting ready to lose that because Dawson Sutton is the next guy on Kyle Busch's list.
Whoa. You got a big moment right there. I think he's coming back to pit road.
Yeah, what's going on now? He was really running a line that I haven't seen anyone in today. And the lap times were good up there.
I think he got a flat tire. He got a right front flat.
Well, they've had an issue going on with the right front.
I mean,
earlier.
Do you see he was throwing the wheel like
he was sliding to pit, trying to get down to pit road speed.
Yeah, I think that's a frustrating driver right there.
Well, he's had a lot of damage. You see all the repair work they had on the front end of that truck. He was 2 laps down. He got one of the free passes.
Now it's all over.
It's all over for Carson Hocevar. Meanwhile, up front, Kyle Busch working his way around lap traffic. Ty Majeski keeping him in his sights. Lane Riggs behind him, and Christopher Bell in 4th.
This Majeski truck is fast today. From the time they unloaded, he had great speed. And you can see, Jamie, he's closing in on Kyle right now.
He is. Michael, you liked him from the time he unloaded off the truck, and we talked about his crew chief, Joe Shear. He won 3 straight races here back in 17, 18, and 19. It's been a good night, but I'll tell you what, you look at his season, Daniel, look at the up and the down. It looks like a heart rate monitor. Look at that.
He does look like a heart rate monitor. But listen, they are getting better. And today they have had a very, very solid top 3, top 5 kind of day. So And actually, right now, honestly, I will debate that maybe he's even a little bit faster than the 7 of Kyle Busch.
I think so, too.
So if he finds himself in the right spot in traffic, he may have has a shot to win this thing.
I think if I looked at that Ty Majeski performance of the year, it looks a lot like my stock portfolio. It does a lot of that, it seems.
It does. It's never fun when it's down.
Up and down for Majeski. We'll see if he can end on the high side here at Dover. A special weekend of football is coming your way with the UFL's Hats Off to Heroes celebration. Fox UFL Friday kicks it off live from Fort Hood tonight at 8 Eastern with Orlando versus Dallas. Then the action, of course, continues on Sunday. That's 1 o'clock with Columbus and Birmingham. It's all part of a huge weekend of Fox football. Looking forward to that. You're a fan.
I'm a big UFL fan. Those guys get with it. It's always fun to watch football on Fox. Our man Clint Boyer has gone a lap down to Kyle Busch, made his way around the outside of Boyer.
So Boyer thought he had a loose wheel, decided to stay out. He maintains 20th, so he is the first one a lap down. Kyle Busch has extended his lead over Ty Majeski just over a second now.
Yeah, he got away from Majeski in some traffic and has been able to maintain that lead. Last time by, Ty was a couple of tenths faster, but he was able to drive away in that traffic.
There's Ben Rhodes. He was one of the two that got busted for speeding on the first round of pit stops.
Look at this traffic
Slowly
they're faced
making
with.
his way, though. He's up into the 5th spot.
We haven't talked about him all day. I haven't seen him, all day in the front, and he seems like he has pretty good speed right now.
Had an early issue at Watkins Glen. To the garage area goes Carson Hocevar with problems all day on that 77 truck. There you see the beautiful number 99. It's got farm paint on the side of it, and you You ought to see it. It looks like an old barn a little bit. They did a great job with the livery on that 99.
Yeah, they do. They do, and it looks pretty fast right now.
He is putting down some lap times.
Well, Amanda was telling us in the break just to keep an eye on all those drivers who last pitted on lap 120, that they're a little concerned about fuel as of now, and especially Ross Chastain, who last pitted on 94, and he's dropping, and we're hearing he may be coming to pit road soon. You see him right there back in 10th.
He's not concerned about it. He just knows he doesn't have enough.
Right.
Yeah, I know. There is no question about the 45. That's for sure.
Here he comes.
Here he comes.
That's a shame. They tried to play a strategy card that did not work. The whole field came behind him. Get that hand out the window, get down to pit road speed. And that's hard to do here at Dover, isn't it? Watch this.
It's very hard, and you know what, Michael? Because the sensation of the speed, you know, our brains and our eyes start to process everything so quick. When we are out there on the racetrack, we are going average 150, 160 miles per hour. So when we have to slow down to run 40 miles per hour, 45 miles per hour, you feel like you are walking. So it's very, very difficult to slow down that much.
What a run for Kyle Busch. Fast from the time we put him on the track, and he's just been dominant today. Putting down laps while Ross Chastain painfully comes to pit road.
Kyle Busch has led 126 laps. It's the most laps he's led in a race since 2019. He led 174 at Martinsville. As the leader, Kyle Busch, crosses the line, we've reached our Craftsman. 20 to go.
You know, the question here is how, you know, Michael, I sometimes we get spoiled in the Cup Series because we have so much information, right? So much data on our fuel mileage and a lot of engineers. These trucks, they have less amount of information, less amount of engineers. So how accurate they are when it comes to the fuel, you never know. So I think it's going to be very interesting to see here how close we're close on fuel.
Yes.
Right?
We did the Poet fuel strategy and talked about the fact that the pit window was 80 to 85 laps. When you run around on a racetrack, sometimes you got to refine that. You've got to figure out exactly what that means. You can't just be 5 laps. 5 laps is 5 miles. That's a lot of gas.
It's a lot of gas. That can be the difference between making it or not making it. So I think these guys are going to have to really trust their team in what they're doing and just trying to make a speed. You know, Dover is one of those racetracks that actually you can still make good speed saving fuel.
Because it's momentum, right?
Because it's momentum. You just start using less brake. You leave earlier. It happened to me one time here that I started saving fuel and I went faster. So you never know. Maybe these guys are saving fuel.
Well, they just told Kyle Busch they are good to go on fuel by 1 lap.
Well, he's squeezing out, just like Daniel said, and making sure he tries to save all he can as our man. Clint Boyer brings that 25 to pit road. Reported a vibration several laps ago. Must have gotten worse. And on top of the screen, Daniel, all year long, I've talked about these two as my championship favorites. They're going to be the guys week in and week out that are right up front battling for wins and races. And I love where Ty Majeski is. We saw his performance over the year, up and down all year long. But he's saying right now today, yeah, they might be the favorites.
You tag out. Will, put your helmet on.
I don't know what all that means. Somebody needs to put their helmet on and come over the wall.
A bigger problem.
Something about oil.
See how Clint gets to pit road. You talked about your brain.
Whoa.
Let's not talk about Clint's brain. I think we'd all get confused.
Roll the bottom lane inside. Clear.
That was a big moment for Boyer.
Come apart.
They just told Boyer on the radio he is done. You see it right there.
Oh, man, what a shame. He was doing such a good job. I'm very, very proud of Clint. He was doing such a good job consistently in the top 20.
So 14 laps to go and 16 drivers on the lead lap. Caden Honeycutt running fourth. Let's listen.
All right, listen, to finish this thing off, I need you to run the bottom. You cannot go up halfway up the track. You got to stay on the bottom.
Save a little bit more here, but I'm going to stay within my gap.
That's all about fuel. He wants him to run the shortest way around this racetrack And I love what Daniel said. You know, sometimes when you start rolling out, you learn some things. You pick up a little bit of speed. Uh-oh.
Well, those are tires. Like 2 laps down. That's the 45.
I was going to say, uh-oh, here comes Ross Chastain, but that shows how fast he is, but it's all for naught. Ross is laps down
right now.
At this point, he's just having fun. Yeah, I mean, that's with a little bit of frustration.
Yes, I was going to say that as well.
Somebody else having fun is this guy. Kyle Busch continues to extend his lead, 2.2 seconds right now over Ty Majeski. 12 laps to go. We've had 5 cautions today for 28 laps. Five different leaders for 7 different lead changes.
We have 10 to go, 11, Daniel. Talk about what that's like with a big lead. And you start feeling vibrations, hearing noises, and he has a comfortable lead, but there's a lot going on, isn't there?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, especially when you are a driver that hasn't won many races. Hey, but look at this. We see clean here. I mean, apparently they just report to us that the studs on the right rear, for some reason, they broke. So he wasn't wrong. He had a loose wheel. So, you know, I give kudos to my amigo Clint, because after a few years of retirement, he still has the feel of a loose wheel. So he got that one right.
Yes. And great job by that team. Alex Jans deals with a different driver behind the wheel every week. By the way, Travis Pastrana is going to be in the 25 next week at Charlotte, which I talked to Travis and he said, you know, I was terrible in the trucks and Charlotte was my worst track. So I said, yes, sign me up.
Oh, that makes a lot of sense, right?
That's Travis for you. Always up for a good time.
Travis was the Cletus McFarland before Cletus. Travis is a wild man. He can do it all. And looking forward to seeing him back in a truck. The free agent truck for Ram, making it a lot of fun for us. Our man Jamie McMurray in at San Diego.
Really cool to have Jamie back.
Jamie looks the same as the last time he raced in NASCAR.
This guy looks exactly the same.
Same hairdo and everything.
Same hair, same everything.
Kyle Busch hugging the bottom there. There goes Ross. Dawson Sutton also had just been on pit road in that 26.
Hey, that 7 truck slowing down more than what I was expecting. Do you think that they told him to save pretty hard or something?
They told him he was good to go
for 1 lap.
plus 1 lap.
Yeah,
yes.
But right now he's slowing down a lot. So I wonder if they say, hey, never mind, keep saving for a little bit for us.
Yeah, back save.
He's got a big
Max
gap.
Max save.
You hear that? So what happened with we're good to go for 1 lap?
And you look at that interval behind him, Ty Majeski, it's closing now. You heard he's in full save mode. There's Majeski in the picture.
Majeski ran a half second faster than Kyle last time by, and a half second again this time by, so he'll get there in a hurry.
Majeski, I don't think Majeski is actually saving a lot because he's running the top right there.
I think he's full bore all over. He sees that 7 truck ahead. He said, I got to get there. If I run out of gas, I run out.
You know what is one of the worst feelings, Michael? When they tell you, keep saving, keep saving, keep saving, and then the race is over and they find out that you still had a gallon or 2.
Well, I think Kyle Busch is not going to let Ty Majeski get there. He's going to save all he can and still keep the lead and run out of gas if that's what happens, but he's not going to let Majeski get there.
I agree. I think he picked up the pace once again.
Great day for Caden Honeycutt, guys, running 4th, extends that points lead. Had that penalty earlier, was able to fight back.
Hey, what about my amigo Corey LaJoy? You know, running 11.
Good job.
Great job for those colleague Ram boys, getting better and better.
And I also like seeing Jake Garcia. He always qualifies well, seems to have issues every now and then during the race, but Jake Garcia currently in the top 10 as well.
2 laps to go. Kyle Busch will see the white flag next time by. Busch won earlier this season at Atlanta. Runs part-time.
I think that there are a couple trucks that are slowing down a lot, or they're running out of fuel because...
Is that... Oh, every time I see this 7 truck, he looks like he's off the pace, but he's hanging in there.
Final lap of the race. 2.5 second lead over Ty Majeski. We haven't raced here in 6 years, and some things just seem to not change. Kyle Busch.
He's good at this.
Back behind the wheel. He knows all about getting to victory lane. Here he comes off at turn number 4. Kyle Busch wins at Dover for the 5th time in his career.
All right. Yeah, baby.
That's awesome. Very good,
job,
for
team. Way to go.
Very good for Aspire Motorsports. HendrickCars.com.
Absolutely
Amazing
dominated.
performance.
Led 147 laps. Well done by the pit crew. Brian Patty is crew chief.
Those are a couple of my guys, my pit crew guys.
Their guys are going to go into this All-Star weekend with a lot of confidence, Daniel.
Oh, trust me, my guys have confidence. My guys have confidence. I'm pretty sure they're going to be just fine.
It's got to be a good feeling for Kyle Busch to continue his dominance of this 1 mile concrete oval. Got enough gas to do a burnout?
He does.
Love that start-finish line for All-Star Weekend.
Look at those guys on the wall. Proud of their work they did here today.
Kyle just loves coming to the Truck Series.
I mean, he loves
Laying
winning.
it down. Yes, he
doesn't
does.
matter what it is. I mean, who doesn't love winning?
It's been a while
This guy
for
is
him.
good at this.
Been a while on the Cup side, but over here in trucks, he wins about every 4 starts.
Hey, if I'm not in it, I'm okay with him winning.
Need to see you back in a truck.
Can't wait to watch you race this weekend.
Yeah, this weekend's going to be a lot of fun.
Pit stop competition, qualifying coming up tomorrow.
Oh, that was a nice. That was very nice.
Parked it right on the start-finish line.
HendrickCars.com. Mr. Hendrick, proud of his truck today.
What an amazing job, you know, HendrickCars.com. They have done for the entire sport, you know. They have cars and trucks pretty much on every series.
That was a whooping. He put a whooping on him today.
He did. He definitely did. He did an amazing job.
And we knew it earlier, Michael. During practice, he was smiling. And what'd you say? A happy Kyle Busch?
Yes.
Is a fast Kyle Busch. Here it is. The Kyle Busch.
He's going to do the bow.
'69th career win in the Truck Series.
That's amazing.
13th overall win here at Dover. Where's he put all those trophies?
Yeah, that's a good question. I talked to him one day about that. He has a garage full of them.
No doubt. He's got the helmet off. Amanda, let's hear from Kyle Busch.
And a bow in front of the fans that are all on their feet down here at the Monster Mile. And Michael Waltrip said earlier in the race that a confident Kyle Busch is a dangerous Kyle Busch. Your 69th victory in this series, your 5th right here. Why do these moments never get old, Kyle?
Because you never know when the last one is, you know. So I know all too well, unfortunately, with the Cup stuff, but you know, here with the truck stuff right now is it's awesome just to be a part of Spire Motorsports. Thanks to Jeff and Dan and Mr. H for the opportunity. HendrickCars.com. I'm sure it looked great out front leading the race, and it wasn't just Kyle Larson doing it. So you know, feels good to have another Kyle being able to do it and putting ourselves in victory lane. So love coming to Dover. Always one of my favorite places to race, and definitely some managing of the fuel there, managing of the tires there, and you know, it was an interesting, just kind of strategic battle, I guess, from the driver's seat. And, you know, thanks to all the fans. Appreciate everybody for being here at Dover and the Monster Mile for All-Star Weekend. We thank you, and hopefully we have another great O'Reilly race tomorrow and an even better Cup race on Sunday.
We get to see you now 8 times a year in this series. You're the first driver to lead 1,000 laps at any track. Have you considered your continuing legacy on this series?
No, I've been around for a long time. That anytime I'm able to hear more things that have been accomplished, you know, it just goes to show you, yes, you've had a successful career, but you've also been here for a while. So all in all, though, it takes a lot of great people beneath you or behind you, with you, all of those things, because, you know, Brian Patty and this bunch on this team was a part of the group in which I got rid of KBM, right? And so it's nice to be able to come back over here and win some more races again with that group. And yeah, just it's fun, and you know, want to keep doing it.
With the fans on their feet, congratulations to Kyle Busch.
Standing by with Clint Boyer. Unfortunately, the day comes to an end early, but the smiles on your face, man. What was this experience like?
You know, it's an experience. I mean, hey, these kids are tough. They're tough on restarts. These trucks are tough. I knew I was in trouble. I kind of found my way, right, in the race and found some pace. And I was running right there with my teammates. And I knew on that last stop, I pulled out there and warmed my tires up and was like, that didn't feel quite right. And I didn't want to believe what I thought it was. And sure as all get out, as soon as we took off under speed, I knew I was in big trouble. The thing was all over the place. And I can't believe it lasted as long as it did. It vibrated so long, I was like, well, screw it, let's keep digging. And finally the studs broke off is what happened. But, you know, really proud to be a part of this Ram team. It was cool to have 4 teammates out there. I hated me and Mimi got in a tough spot there off of 4 and hated that he got turned around. But I had a ton of fun. This is a cool racetrack, man. Demanding racetrack. It was neat to see Kyle Busch in victory lane. NASCAR needs that. Get him some confidence moving into tomorrow's event and then Sunday. But proud of being a part of this. And, you know, who knows? Maybe I can be a part of it again. If you're going to, though, you need to do it more often. It's hard every 2 years or so. That's for sure. I'm old.
I'm so you're proud. Your son would say you didn't suck today.
Well, I don't know. We didn't finish. That's not necessarily kicking the butt, but I guess we didn't suck.
Thanks, Clint.
Clint Boyer, the 46-year-old, drove all the way up to a top 15, and then he had the wheel issue, ended up 18 laps down, but I know he had fun. We certainly had fun sharing this all with him. When we come back, we will wrap things up from the Monster Mile. It was the Kyle Busch show, 41 years old. What he's done in the truck series, absolutely unprecedented. The man that was hard charging behind him, valiant effort, Amanda, but just came up one spot short.
Yeah, Jamie and I told him that we put a graph up on the screen that looked like a heart rate monitor of his season. He said that they were playing cat and mouse there at the end. Where would you put this one on the heart rate map?
Yeah, obviously trending up. We just got to keep it flat right here. So, yeah, what a great recovery from the last couple weeks. I've had fast trucks all year. Just, yeah, circumstances have kind of prevented us from getting the some finishes that we've deserved. So huge proud of our Menards Ford F-150 team. Everybody at Thor Sport's been working their guts out during this 6-week stretch to keep our trucks competitive. And yeah, we were in the game today. So yeah, played in cat and mouse with Kyle a little bit. Felt my truck kind of go away balance-wise a little bit, and yeah, I kind of went into save mode just to make sure we made sure we finished second and not make our day a lot worse. So yeah, solid effort. Can't wait for Charlotte next week.
We'll see you then. Thanks.